This is an excerpt from two bigger videos, but if you just want the review of this movie, KGF Chapter 1, that's this video. If you want the slightly bigger video, it's a first 10 minutes reaction to the movie, and then this review. And if you want the even bigger video, it's a full-length movie reaction, and then this review. Those links are down below, but enjoy this review and be kind. That was a very interesting experience. I really love his mother. I really love the story of this child being born and partially raised in this mine, being born into slavery, breaking out, returning, and helping liberate everyone else who was left behind. I think that's all really powerful. I also really loved the scenes like when he first met the girl and he kicked everyone's butt who tried, coming at him. And then later when he was driving her and he saw the woman who dropped the bread roll and everything else stopped for him, he didn't care about anything else. He needed to stop traffic, stop listening to her, the girl that he was driving with that he wanted a date and everything, just to help this woman. And then later when he went to the club and outsmarted all those people with guns by just pouring a bunch of gasoline everywhere and threatening them with a match and a lit cigarette. I also am a huge fan of having someone, gossip about a hero or villain before we see them and getting some glimpses into how dangerous they are before we meet them. The issue I had was that this is a 2 hour and 30-minute film and 97% of that was what I just described. Sequences where people are either literally giving us exposition of what we just saw or describing the hero who we're following. And I think there's only like 3 or 4 scenes. Everything else is montages and narration over it. That got old for me really quick. I wanted to be invested in these characters, and there were some investing moments, but considering that every character who spoke nearly spoke more than our hero, it kept me at arm's length. And that was really disappointing because it was shot really well, but the script doing that with the narration and the expositing and the voiceovering about our hero, that paired with, it seemed like a YouTube editor edited this video, because everything, like, this was very quick cutting, and that can work really well. The Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, Mad Max Fury Road, those are just movies that I'm familiar with that do it well. But a lot of this here also skipped time. So we're skipping through time while also cutting very quickly. So you're never in the same moment. You're never cutting, or very rarely cutting, from one shot to another that are happening in the same moment. The first shot happens and then it cuts to something that's like 10, 20, 30 seconds later, or maybe minutes later. And it just, all of that kept me really at arm's length, which really bummed me out because I could see the story here. And if you wanted to do the whole story in this film, you could, but it would be like a 5-hour film if you actually filled it with scenes and not montages. I would have loved a 5-hour film if it was full of scenes. You know what I mean? Or you could have just pared it down a lot. We could have, just instead of having so much narration in the middle, you could have it bookended, kind of like Captain America: The First Avenger. Have the reporter be in the beginning, like books burning, the reporter being brought in, being interviewed, and have it end that way. And maybe have a couple narrations throughout, like 2.5-hour movie, at most every 15 minutes, like 10 times max, including the bookends. And I'd be happy for that to be even less, like 5 total, including the bookends, just so we can live in this world. Cut down the story to him having left and then rising to power so that he can choose to go back, not have him grow up in a totally different territory and then be brought back. I would have been down. And yeah, this isn't the movie for me. Is chapter 2 more like what I described, where we get actual scenes, or is it another movie where most of it is narration and montages and sequences? Because, if the second one is what I would actually have enjoyed, I would be down for chapter 2. But if it's just this again, no one wants to watch somebody not connect with a film, right? I don't know. Tell me how you reacted to it, what you love about this. Did those things bother you too and keep you at arm's length? I can't imagine anyone who's actually watching this, hates the movie. I don't even hate the movie. Just a couple different strategies in terms of like the screenplay and the editing, and this would have hit nail on the head for me, just right. I don't know what that was, but it would have been perfect for me. Thank you for joining. Free Discord room down below, as I said, if you want to come and yell at me for how wrong I am. I would really like to see chapter 2 if it'd be, closer to how I would have connected with it. But if it's like this, then I don't think anyone wants to watch me or have me do that. Because, I just wouldn't connect with it if it's the same. What'd you think of this film and how'd you react to it? How'd it hit?